Between 2400 and 1000 before Christ, there was another wave of invaders, the Breaker people, so called because of the bell-shaped pot they used to drink from. The Baker people, tall, round-headed, and strong, built Stonehenge and cromlech. They grew a new cereal, barley, wove cloth, and made weapons out of a new metal bronze. Around 700 before the Christ, a new group of invaders arrived in the islands. The Celts come from Central and Eastern Europe. They raided Dover and the southeast of Great Britain. They brought iron swords with them. They used money, iron bars, and used to wear a shirt, knit trousers, and red checked clothes. They were very clean and neat. The Celts theatres mixed with the first invaders. Celtic settlements were larger than anything that had been found before. Glastonbury in the south of Britain is one example of a Celtic town. The Celts lived in tribes, and each tribe had a leader. They built several huts which had wooden floors and doors. The Druids, priests, and healers played an important role in Celtic society. They transmitted their knowledge of religion, medicine, laws, and traditions. They could not read or write. The Druids gathered in the forests on the hills by the shores of the river. The Phoenicians arrived from the eastern Mediterranean coast. They were merchants in search of tin. The Scilly Islands were famous for their tin. The Celts explored the northwestern coast of Europe. The Celts traced wheat in closed barns. They didn't drink wine, but meat, and beer brewed from cereal. They used the plough with animals to farm the lands, and they had hound dogs and slaves. In 50 before the Christ, Julius Caesar's expedition invaded Britain. 2 Roman legions disembarked at a port in Kent. Caesar's expedition was not successful. Breton warriors fought violently, and their stormy waiters endangered the safety of the Roman ships. 1 year later, in 54 before the Christ, 800 ships, 5 legions, and 200 knights arrived in Britain. The Celts fought the Romans, but they did not manage to stop the Romans. Cassivellaunus tried to persuade the tribes in Kent to burn the Roman ships. The Romans were superior to the Celts. The Iceni were a tribe whose king, Prasutagus, had left half his possessions to Nero, expecting that this he would protect his wife, Boadicea, and his 2 daughters. The Emperor Nero not only seized all his possessions. Boadicea protest led her to her being flogged and her daughters raped. Boadicea waited until the Romans reached the western mountains and then sent her tribe. The Britons burned Colchester and destroyed London. Roman sources cite that 70,000 soldiers died. Boadicea was defeated and she committed suicide. Joseph of Arimathea came from Jerusalem to Britannia under the Emperor Vespasian. He founded Glastonbury Abbey. Glastonbury is the oldest Christian cult center in Britain. Glastonbury Abbey was built on an old Celtic worship place. This event brought about the story of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table in search of the Holy Grail. The tribes in the north had not been subdued. Some of the inhabitants were pre-Celtic, others were Celtic. Although the Romans had won some battles, the Caledonians hid in the mountains from where they reorganized and attacked again. In 122, Adrian visited Britannia and decided to build a wall to protect the Romans. Adrian's wall crossed the island from east to west. It was 120 kilometers long. This wall was built 160 kilometers further south of the Were Agrippa. Caledonian attacks stopped for a while and Britannia lived in peace. London developed and became the main port and commercial center. A few years later, the Caledonians breached the walls. In 209, Severo started attacks against them, but they realized that he should ignore Antonius' wall. In 400 AD, there were Picts and Scots, and some Britons had gone northwards running away from the Romans, attacking violently from the north. The Roman Empire was being attacked at the same time by German tribes. 4 centuries and a half after the Roman invasion had started, the Romans abandoned the island forever. Also, the culture of Britain had been developing for during about 1500 to 2000 years. The Roman conquest exercised a strong influence on Britain, especially inside the Roman Empire. The outstanding difference between Roman Britain and the pre-Roman period is that with the Roman society becomes literate, probably more literate than at any other time till the end of the Middle Age. Towns, roads, large farms, pools, oil lamps, wine, oil, forks, amber dishes, sandals. When the Romans left, Britain had acquired many of the things that have remained up to nowadays.